This video will explain your Chapter 10, Question 6 problem regarding the direct materials price variance and quantity variance. This question is very similar to question 5, but the key difference is the fact that on parts A and B, it says the company purchased a quantity. On mine it says 10,000 pounds of direct material, but they only used 8,000 pounds of material. So when we're looking at our three-part formula to calculate the price variance, we would compare the total paid, which the total paid is the actual quantity times the actual price. Line A says 10,000 pounds of material were purchased at a cost of $2.90 per pound. That is my actual price. So I would put that in for the AP and the AQ in my formula to calculate the total paid. AQ, mine said 10,000 multiplied by the actual price of $2.90 per pound. Total paid $29,000. The price variance, the calculation then says you need to compare the actual quantity, which I want to use the quantity purchased whenever I am calculating my price variance. Price starts with P, purchase starts with P. So when you are calculating a price variance, we're going to look at the quantity purchased. It says 10,000 pounds were purchased. So that will again be plugged in for the AQ, 10,000. My standard price is $3 per pound. So that will be the next part of my formula. I would take the actual quantity and multiply it by the standard price. Actual quantity times standard price equals 10,000 pounds times $3. I'm then going to compare the $29,000 paid to the $30,000 that I could have or should have paid. I was budgeted at a standard price of $3 per pound, but I only paid $2.90 per pound. So I really saved 10 cents per pound on 10,000 pounds. Therefore, I have a $1,000 favorable price variance. Now, the next part, this middle section would be the way I start the next part of my formula, but since the actual quantity purchased is different from the actual quantity used, I cannot start my formula from 30,000 as the middle section. This middle section has to be recalculated when I am calculating a quantity variance. And the quantity variance, if it has varied, if it is different, the quantity used is different from the quantity purchased, I want to put in as the AQ the quantity used. So part B, it says the company produced 1,000 units. They used 8,000 pounds of materials. So that would be the amount I put in for the AQ. My AQ is 8,000 pounds times the standard price still of $3 per pound. The SQ has to be calculated in total. This part is based on the number of units they actually produced. On my problem, part B says they produced 1,000 units. They should have used 5.2 pounds per unit. So on my standard quantity, I take 1,000 units and I multiply it by 5.2 pounds per unit. I should have used 5,200 pounds. I will multiply that SQ by the SP, so I'm going to multiply 5,200 pounds by $3. And it says I should have paid $15,600 for that quantity that I should have used. I'm going to compare the price that I actually, the quantity I should say, that I actually used at the standard price of 24,000. So my AQ times my SP was 24,000. I'm comparing that to what I should have paid, and I find and used that I have an unfavorable quantity variance. The easier way to see it is that they actually used 8,000 pounds. They should have only used 2,000 or 5,200 pounds. And the standard price should be $3. My standard price comes from this chart, $3. So I have the difference in the pounds. I was inefficient with my materials by 2,800 pounds. You multiply that by 3, and it gives you this total here of 8,400, or you can do the totals subtracted. Please let me know if you have any questions.